That's good. So I just wanted to make this video. It's mainly a video about myself and about my personal self-help talking habits, and how you could implement it in your life, and essentially where I am at my point in life, where I want to be, or I was, all of that sort of shit. I was thinking, so alright, so like obviously I trade and stuff. Over the past 3.5 years, I have had other online businesses that did pay a decent amount. I also did a lot of crypto trading in those 3.5 years, and my point is I made a lot of money within the previous 3.5 years, but I was also very reckless. I did a lot of traveling. I went to a lot of countries. I experienced many different cultures, and I'm happy for that. But as of late, sorry, I'll provide some more backstory as well. Compared to the past 3.5 years versus where I am now, I'm pretty much broke. Like, I'm pretty much broke. I'm in debt. I'm broke. I don't have consistent income. A lot of things are going against me right now. And for the longest time, I was depressed about that because I didn't know what step to take. But, remembering, this is the most important thing. This is what allows me to keep pushing forward, that allows me to keep working towards my goals, despite hitting so many failures in the past. 3.5 years ago, 3 years ago, I was in Thailand on the beach, making money, having fun, partying, having a grand time. Even 2 years ago, I was doing the exact same thing. But I look to it now, I can't even afford a plane ticket to, the next state. You know what I mean? It's like I can't even leave the country. Not that I want to, but I can't do travel anymore. I used to travel every few months. I can't travel now because my income's dropped. Just through one way or another, the market's changed, and that's why I'm moving into trading now. Because I started my trading journey when I first started, entrepreneurship and stuff. I started trading and learning about it when I first got into online business. And I've been learning over the past 3.5 years. And, a lot of the money came from other online businesses. A lot of the money came from crypto. No money came from Forex or anything. That's why I'm like so focused on Forex right now, because that is the sustainable path to, sustain long-term success in funded companies. But yeah, like I look at it, I've had all these experiences, and then I look at me now, and it's like, wow, what would past BlueFX say to you right now? What would past BlueFX think about your situation right now? When, matter of fact, past BlueFX is BlueFX now. The person who I was, or the person who I was 2-3 years ago, it's the same person I am now. Yeah, I have different mindset, I have different psychology, I have different philosophies about different subjects and stuff, but I'm the same person. I'm the same person that did all that traveling. I'm the same person that gained all those experiences. I am the same person, okay? And all of those experiences and things I learned and things I did are in my brain. Now, I've lived a life of a digital nomad. I've gone to Thailand, lived there for a few months. I've done, the cool rooftop bars, spent fucking $500 on a dinner. I've done all of this. $500 isn't a lot on a dinner, but, where I am now, $500 is a lot. But back then, $500 was not a lot. That's why I spent it on a dinner. But it wasn't 500, it was more like 300, I think, or 400. But nevertheless, it was nothing back then. Now, I see $300 to $400, it's like, shit, that could very help me out. But that's where trading psychology comes into the equation, because if I'm here sitting thinking that $300 is a lot, my trading psychology is going to get affected. So that's really the weird dichotomy between, learning trading. It's the dichotomy between my past self and my previous self. oh sorry, my present self and my previous self. Like my present self sees $400 as a lot. My past self doesn't see $400 as a lot. But seeing as I was the same person, it shouldn't be a lot anyway. Nothing's a lot. Nothing's a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I got no money. I got some money. I can last. But like, you know, I got no expendable income. I am broke. You know, I'm still making sure I work out. I'm making sure my system is good, because I've operated under stressful conditions before. This is not my first time. This is not my first rodeo operating under very stressful conditions. Yes, the stressful conditions are a bit different, but I'm used to it. But anyway, the video is getting a bit long. I don't really want to do any cuts in this video. I just want to upload it straight raw. But yeah, I'm starting a casual job soon just to get some consistent income up, and then with the job, sorting out like my weekly expenses. I'm literally just driving around the parking lot. I've driven past the gym, and then with weekly expenses and stuff, have the job cover the weekly expenses, and then once I'm funded, you know, all the money I make from trading, everything's profit. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, even like 2 years ago, Blue FX, if he saw me getting a job today, you know, where I am now, 2 years ago, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Why are you getting a job? Why do you need to get a job? Why do you need to get a job? You got money. But that's just the thing, bro. Shit happens. You know, tax bills get due, debts accrue, you know, emergency expenses come up, reckless behavior ensues, and you could be in a bit of a situation like myself. But you know, anyway, the main thing that I'm trying to remember is everything in life is temporary. Whether you're really depressed or really happy, everything in life is temporary. So literally just don't fucking worry, bro. Like I spent so much time stressing about, you know, paying off my tax, getting funded, getting profitability, so much fucking time and energy wasted on focusing on getting that, when all I really needed to do was just get on with my day, continue the day-to-day bullshit. And not worry. I was gonna take some focus. Yeah, continue the day-to-day bullshit and not stress over each individual trade. Right? When you stress over each individual trade, you start creating expectations. Right? Oh, this trade could make me 2-to-1 RR. That could pay my bills off for the week. This trade is a 8-to-1 that could pay my whole month. You can't look at it like that. You can't look at it like that, because there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee your trade's gonna win. There's no guarantee it's gonna lose. There's literally no guarantee. It could just go sideways for the rest of your life. Or like me, you could be in a trade, literally holding a trade for 3 days, and then on the third day it finally hits TP. But you have to be patient for that, and you can't be obsessed with the outcome, because as soon as you become obsessed with the outcome, everything else just turns into a massive fucking maze. You know, so this is just a whole tangent, but you know, it's sort of just an update of where I am and where I want to be, and also, you know, maybe some of you people can relate to it. But yeah, anyway, recap: starting a job, going for funding, just put my head down and grinding, to be honest. You know what I mean? And who knows? I think like 10 months from now, I'm literally not even going to recognize where I am. Not physically. In 10 months from now, I'm going to be in a very different position. Let's just put it at that. But yeah, I'm about to head into the gym. I'm going to hit a sweaty chest and back. But yeah, just remember that. Don't focus so much on the outcome. The moment you focus on the outcome, that's the moment where everything just starts to just intertwine and get fucked up. So just literally focus on the process. Focus on executing your strategy. Don't focus on wins or losses. Just focus on executing your strategy, going through the motions. Everything will fit in. And I'm going to leave one thing at the end of this video. I follow this Jewish businessman on Instagram, and there was a Jewish business secret, and he said the money is coming tomorrow. And in Judaism, it is an obligation for God, for Yeshua. I'm not sure what they call God. I think it's Yeshua. But they essentially leave the responsibility for paying you to God. So it's God's responsibility to give me money, right? In a Jew's point of view. And I like that, because it's almost like manifesting. You're manifesting. You're putting it out to the universe. universe, you will pay me tomorrow. And then the money eventually comes. Obviously it might not be tomorrow, but we just keep saying that. So that's really what I've been saying. You know, the money's coming tomorrow, the money's coming tomorrow. All I need to do is execute my plan, work, and just have patience, and everything will fall into place. So yeah, next videos are definitely going to be trade breakdown videos, but I just wanted to record this one in the moment, no cuts, just to give a raw video. So yeah, see you next time.